First, let's try and understand, is there a connection of heart attack with age? Now, while it is true that increasing age is a risk factor and heart attacks are more common after 45 in men and after 55 in women, with risk increasing as one grows older, a heart attack is far from rare now in younger people as well, between 30 to 40. Indians get heart attack a decade earlier in their lives compared to any other ethnic group, and according to the Indian Heart Association, 50% of all heart attacks in Indians occur under 50 years of age, and 25% of heart attack in Indians are at the moment under the age of 40, and that is a worrying number. So what are the factors leading to this heart attack in younger people? Well, some obvious ones: stress, loneliness, job losses, all remember amplified due to COVID, lockdown and the pandemic that followed. Well, extreme weather is said to be an impact as well, addiction to alcohol, narcotics, smoking, all of them contributing to your heart getting more vulnerable. But are there people who are already vulnerable to heart diseases? Who are they? Well, if you are a pre-diabetes, if you are insulin resistant, if you have low HDL, that's the good cholesterol, with high levels of the bad cholesterol, if you have high lipoprotein, if you have deficiency of vitamin D, if you have obesity in your abdominal level, and if you experience premature menopause and you have a fatty liver, it makes you all vulnerable to heart diseases. But heart attacks, well, they are really catching on to young people. And are there any signs that one can really watch out for? We spoke with experts and this is what they say. Now, heart attacks need not usually come in a dramatic way like you see in the movies, for example. There need not be a sudden pain in the chest making you reach in pain at the area where the heart is. There need not be a sudden fall to the floor as well. You may not even see any very clear signs or symptoms in a heart attack, but it's important to remember that and also then follow in on some early signs. We've got a list for you that you need to be careful about. For example, discomfort in your chest. And this is a broad thing, remember. It might range from a slight pain or tightness feeling to almost feeling like an elephant is sitting on your chest. General nausea, indigestion. Often heart attack is mistaken and taken as indigestion a lot of times. Heartburn, pain in the stomach, pain spreading in your arm, dizziness or lightheadedness or a lightheaded feeling almost in your head. Pain in the throat or jaw, very unusual but happens. And also unusually loud snoring that may sound like gasping or choking altogether. Sweating for no reason suddenly, also seen as an early sign of heart attack or an early onset of heart attack. And long-lasting cough, especially with white or pink mucus, get yourself checked. Swelling in the legs, ankles and feet, get yourself checked. And any irregular heartbeat, please note that up as well. Now, these signs are to be watched out for. This does not mean that this will definitely mean that you have a heart attack. This means that you need to be careful. You need to dial up your doctor and let him know this is happening. But then the question is, are Indians more vulnerable to heart diseases? Well, studies point to different pattern of abnormal amount of fat in the blood that is more complicated in inherent insulin resistant people, generally seen in North Indians or in fact now across the country. Genetics also play a huge role, and mostly family history is a huge factor as well in having premature diseases. And it is true that Indians and South Asians are in fact more prone to heart attacks. In fact, every 6 seconds, regardless of age or gender, someone will die from stroke in South Asia. That's how worrying the situation is. South Asians are particularly at high risk of strokes as well. An estimated 40% of all strokes related to death worldwide occur in South Asians. India accounts to approximately, guess how much? 60% of the world's heart disease burden. Heart disease is the #1 cause of mortality and a silent epidemic, as doctors have been saying for a while now. And Indians have been affected by high rates of diabetes, metabolic syndrome, hypertension, smoking, all of that contributing to a heart which is compromised, to a heart which will see a stroke much earlier.